Alrighty. Yo, what is up, mates? Aegis Rick here, back with some more DFO Blitz, this time on my female Brawler. Now guys, the female Brawler is a character that, since my female striker, I think I made this in conjunction with her. She's been very popular on my account, I really like her, but as you guys will see here, you'll probably not believe me because my gear doesn't really reflect that. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and look at my gear real quick. I am running a 9-piece intensive bomb set, which buffs up my Venom Mine. It's one of my favorite sets on the class. I think it's one of those that changes the kind of approach that you have on the class. It's a very cool set. Albeit very outdated. The weapon I'm using is Liberation Claw, which is 11 reinforcing and 8 refined. Refinement rate on this class, guys, is absolutely the most important stat. I want to say, like, almost out of the entire roster, the refinement stat is key on the female and male Brawler, okay? So it's because of that abnormal status attack. I'm getting 84% extra damage for the refinement. It is huge and massively important. On my magic style, I'm wearing fire damage, and I'm actually stacking a lot of fire damage. My weapon does fire, my accessories give me some fire damage, so I'm going for a strike build, which is kind of unconventional. You're building raw damage instead of status effect damage, which is the primary gimmick of the female Brawler, and we'll explain that in more detail, but quite frankly, she just can't do as much damage as she should be able to if you are building a more status effect oriented build. And like I said, you're like, okay, Ricky, you're one of your main characters. Which one that you like a lot? You know, as one of your main characters. Why is it in Chronicles still? And like I said, I feel like the Chronicles are. It's still useful. It's just like it's not the correct approach towards a female Brawler. And I want to say that right now because I feel like female Brawler, unlike most characters in this game, really does have a different approach. The standard approach that you may think it's like, okay, you get just strong gear and just keep racking your stats up and you will do more damage. And that works for pretty much every character in the game. You just get more stats, you do more damage. On this character though, you got to really approach it differently because your primary source of damage really isn't coming from, your primary source of damage really isn't coming from your skills. I mean, that's the sheer fact of it. I was for a really long time under the impression that female Brawler just can't do any damage. No matter how much gear I build, however high my reinforcement rate is, you know, she's not like the other characters, and that's why I still have my Chronicle sets, guys, because in the background, like I'll show after this run, I've been gearing my character out with what you're supposed to be approaching this character on, and that's poison damage, and we'll talk about that in a bit, but main primary focus, by the way, on female Brawler is the Snake Stance. You've seen I've used it twice already. Snake Stance is her second awakening, and it allows me to have these basic attacks, which are these poisonous snakes. Now, I just want to mention that because it is a second awakening skill, although it becomes one of your staple skills. It's something that, you know, obviously you're not going to have until you're, 80 or 85, so you might as well, I just want to warn you guys before you are playing female Brawler and you're like, man, I feel like I have trouble killing trash mobs, which is a great, that's what Poison Stance is for. You can kill trash mobs really easily. But if you're feeling like that, just know that you get Snake Stance, and it almost has a permanent duration. After the Infinity Update, which is huge, we'll talk about that in a second, but Infinity Update, which is coming here maybe next month, it's going to rebalance a whole lot of classes, and female Brawler is chief among them in terms of the rebalance patches that she's going to be getting. She's in fact going to feel like a completely different character. As I'm getting hit with a firebomb here. You notice I don't have a lot of, I have a very specific build, but I'm going to turn on Snake Stance again. So like I said, Snake Stance is on almost permanently. And so yeah, you're going to notice that, as we completely missed that cycle there, that, I forgot what I was going to say there, but he canceled me again. That the female Brawler is exceptional at kind of CC chaining people. So he takes off his shirt, and that's about it. So junk spin, and the poison damage is really ticking. In fact, I don't have to hit him anymore. He's probably gonna die from poison. So and got him. Okay. So anyway, that extra poison damage, guys, is your primary source of damage. That's just the reality of it. Trying to build damage on this character, strike build, will only take you so far. And I want to make that point now because like I've been saying a couple times now, why is she still in Chronicle if you actually like this character, guys? And the way that you have to approach gearing her, guys, is kind of you have to spend a lot of money to do it. It's easy as that. It's not like farming epics and you can get an epic that will change your damage by a lot just with one epic. I mean, you can do that, but for the most part, guys, you're going to be trying to stack status ailment and status damage, mainly the poison damage. So on this character, guys, I have been doing that in the background. I've been tossing a lot of money at this character's direction. You guys can see in my inventory, I actually have a lot of legendaries right now, mostly legendaries, in fact. So I am rocking right now a 6-piece Source of Disease. Really, if you're, you know, the nice thing about legendaries is they come in sets of 3, 5, and 6. And I pressed the wrong button there. So if you have the 6 set effect, which honestly is not that great for female brawler, most people are just rocking the 3 set effect, which gives you abnormal status. And this, of course, is for the Source of Disease. We'll put that on real quick just to show you guys. I've basically farmed this whole 6 set piece. I've actually, you know, events and stuff and farming it. I got me a full set of Source of Disease, which is a full 6 set. Now the nice thing about the legendary effects is because they have partial sets, so if you end up picking up an epic or something that's useful, you can just easily replace pieces and slowly start replacing the pieces while not decreasing your damage by much. So most people are only rocking like a 3 set effect, the Source of Disease for that 3 set effect, and then rocking other legendaries or epics in place, which is really nice. Now speaking about other legendaries and epics, this character is very unique, like I've been saying a couple times now, because she focuses heavily on abusing poison damage or status effect damage. There are legendaries that seem like they've been designed specifically for her. So you guys will see I have this Condensed Grudge Orb. It gives you 40% extra poison damage and 8 poison level. It also gives you eye attack, which is pretty big for a magic stone. So it's a huge damage bonus that most of the classes don't really benefit off poison or bleeding damage. Same thing with this bracelet right here. Another legendary bracelet just increases your poison damage by 20% again, and it does a poison cloud effect. Infector Manikai, probably one of the best, probably better than most epics in the same slot for a sub equipment. Is giving me 50% extra poison and shadow damage, or poison and bleeding damage, and then also that smaller effect where it's reducing my status tolerances of all enemies nearby. If you start stacking a bunch of status tolerance down, enemies just will always get poisoned by anything you do. So guys, really it's a matter of throwing enough money at this character, which is exactly why you still see me in Chronicles, is because I wanted to do a lump change from Chronicles straight to Legendaries. And this is how you guys got to do it. I mean, you got to get Infector Manikai, you got to get Crystal, a Poison Cloud Crystalline, Condensed Grudge Orb. This is stuff that most of the classes don't really think about, but you have to get it if you want to try to take Brawler, female Brawler that is, to the next level, I think. Because, like I said, most of the classes are not dealing most of their damage with poison damage. They're really, you know, just raw damage strike type builds. So that's really I'm not able to show that in this video, guys, sadly. I don't want to open those legendaries because I want to trade them and buff them up before I put them on. But just know that I am in the background building towards a poison set, and that's going to be really, really beneficial very soon here when we get into the Infinity patch. And I wanted to mention that at some point in this video because Infinity is going to be pretty groundbreaking in terms of a lot of classes. Almost every class is going to be getting some kind of change, I want to say. That's what the Infinity patch kind of did. Buffed pretty much every class, or changed them in some way. You guys hide down here. And I want to say that female Brawler is going to be chief among them in terms of who's going to be changed, because her entire system is going to be thrown on its head, honestly, because right now what you do mostly to do damage is stack poison damage and do it on skills that hit a lot of times. So one of your strongest skills actually on the Brawler right now is Junk Spin, because what happens is you throw items out each time they get hit with an item, it stacks that poison. So they start, most of the damage that you do from Junk Spin is actually coming from the poison damage on it, not from any of the items that you're throwing out. So right now, currently, one of the best ways to deal damage is to do like a Junk Spin build where you're just stacking that poison damage. And you guys will see right now I'm taking the right path, which is an exclusive right path. Now that I've gone this way, I can't actually go back, so just throwing that out there. It's kind of hard to do a full clear on this dungeon. But So yeah, that's kind of how you want to build a striker, right? Or excuse me, brawler. Right now, I know that's not what I'm doing right now, but that's the current build to her now. When the Infinity patch comes out, though, she's going to be changed slightly so that it's not really stacking poison. It's really stacking poison levels and damage, and all of your skills, instead of just the ones that stack poison a lot, will have like a poison modifier on it. So you'll still be wearing the same gear. It's just most of your skills now will be able to benefit off of that, instead of just skills like junk spin and skills that have a lot of multi-hits. So right here, I'm going to turn on Snake Stance yet again. So yeah, just throwing that out there, that Infinity patch is going to change this class almost to the point where I feel like if I'm going to be... oh man, I'm getting comboed here. He's like stunning me like crazy, dude. Almost to the point where this class is going to be unrecognizable almost, so I just want to throw that out there then. Yo, his stun like lasts for a long time, dude. And once again, this guy has no chill, man. And we're going to try to hit him with a junk spin. Explosion. Good combo. Yeah, this character excels really well at CC, guys. I mean, aside from... I know I'm talking a lot about poison and trying to build this character in a damage sense, but a lot of people, what they see in Brawler is a support class in hiding. You know, they see a lot of debuff downs. You know, when you throw the net, it actually does a debuff on the enemy, which allows you to do more damage to him. So, you know, if anybody's caught in the net, you know, you're doing more damage. That's support type stuff. So I know a lot of people think about this class as a support, but, you know, whenever you main a class, you should always think towards doing damage, like as a main character. You know, don't just always think of yourself as a support, even though you know, if you're playing a DT, if you're playing, you know, Nen or something like that, don't ever think yourself like you can only do support. Try to build yourself towards damage. I mean, it'd be pretty nice. So that's the way I see it, honestly. That's why I don't believe in support Satyr, man. I always want to build a battle Satyr instead. So that's just my take on it. But yeah, guys, just expect female Brawler to get a really huge change. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain that patch, because there's too much in it, but it's coming soon, Infinity patch, and I'm going to go left again this time. It's coming soon, and just know that, you know, Brawler's going to be chief among them. If you have a Brawler now and, you know, maybe are underwhelmed at a lot of her skills, because quite frankly, before the OV set, I really was underwhelmed at most all of the skills that she did. It wasn't until after the OV set that I was like, oh shit, her Venomine actually is pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, she's getting changed all across the board, and most of her skills are going to do more damage. So anyway, so yeah, you're saying Snake Stance, poison damage, it's all what this class is. So one other thing that I think isn't really explained a lot, and I feel like is super important, and I'm using it on my D skill right now. It's called Neck Snap right there. It's like another CC skill. All female fighters get this ability. I don't remember on the male fighters, since I haven't PvP'd on them, but all female fighters will have the ability to Neck Snap an opponent, and that's huge. Neck Snap is a steal skill stolen from the female grappler class, and you're probably wondering, how do you steal skills, Rick? What are you talking about? What is this system you're even fucking talking about? If you press your K skill, you'll see the steal skills up here. I don't know if all classes have this ability, but most of the OG ones do. I'm talking male Slayer, I'm talking female fighter, I think female mage, I'm not sure. So gunners, for instance, have this ability to steal a skill. This is kind of harkens back to the old Nexon days of DFO, but there's a quest line. Albert gives it to you, I think, the PvP guy, and you're allowed to steal a skill if you reach a certain rank in PvP. And the steal skills here, in this case, are Thunder Suplex, Crushing Fist, and Neck Snap. You're basically stealing a skill from the other subclasses. So, basically, this is a grappler skill. On your Nen, Striker, female Striker, and this character, the female Brawler, you'll want to pick up this skill, Neck Snap. It's humongous. I know we talked a little bit about how this character may be considered a support class. And if you do consider yourself that, and even if you don't, honestly, Neck Snap is a huge skill. It's one of the, I don't know, I considered it a primary skill for any of the female fighters, because it CCs anybody. It basically is a hold or a stun. Not even really. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird skill. But no matter what state they're in, if they're in super armor or whatever, as long as they're not in iframes, you can stop them. And then actually do a little bit more crit damage as well. But that's a huge boon to have. You can basically, I mean, I know Brawler already has a bunch of CC at her disposal, but it's really nice to have that one that has like only a 6-second cooldown like that. So, and here he's just having none of that, man. Okay, get fucking Venom Mind, man. So just throwing that out there. If you play any of the female fighter classes, pick up next time, because I'm telling you, having a CC that's guaranteed like that at that low cooldown, you need it. You absolutely need it. So we're gonna do one more run. We're gonna go ahead and choose one more different dungeon though this time. So hopefully I was able to talk about the female Brawler a little bit. We're gonna jump into the Bloody Lane dungeon. We'll do this dungeon more often, but this is considered the special dungeon for Metro Center. It's a little bit easier than a lot of the other dungeons because it's not Slayer difficulty. But you get a lot of EXP for it. So if you're not max level by the time you get to this point in the game to unlock this dungeon, you can use this to farm as well, levels and stuff. This harkens back to Dungeons and Dragons. This little cart here, but this is just a waiting game at this point. I like to just stand here and just ignore the whole shit that's happening. But yeah, hopefully I was able to explain the female Brawler a little bit, guys. I mean, I know this is not a showcasing of her power yet, and I want to showcase that power when I finally purchase all of the legendaries I need to become a poison god. But I think next time when Infinity Patch releases, she'll be one of the first characters I show off, because she's going to get a lot of changes, guys. It's easy as that. She's and really the objective is to kill this person. That's all you have to do. It's a very weird segment. But yeah, hopefully after Infinity, guys, I'll show this character off in a better light. I know I've been wearing the same gear since like legit like one whole year now. I haven't even touched her gear yet, but you guys have seen, I haven't forgot about her. The fact that I have all these legendaries just waiting for her shows that I have been signing in on her. I've been trying to get her some gear, and all of a sudden she's going to become a powerhouse. I have no doubt about it that she's going to become a powerhouse on my account when the Infinity Patch rolls around and I actually decide to open those legendaries. I think I only have one more legendary I need to buy, a legendary ring, and after that I'm going to be like pretty golden. I think I'll want a better weapon, but you know, we'll take it one step at a time, guys. But what's happening here, guys, is we're spawning a random currently spawning a random boss. This is actually the boss of another Metro Center dungeon, but she's kind of annoying because I bet, you know what, I bet you I can just completely 100-0 her if I just stunned her or something. Here he goes. There you go. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This dungeon gives a lot of purification stones. We'll talk about that in another video, though. And hopefully I was able to talk a little bit about how Brawler is going to be. I really didn't mention, but she's also a swap master. Probably just as much as female striker. You're going to be swapping all day, every dungeon, if you want to do true poison damage. But anyway, guys, we'll talk about that when Infinity rolls around. And I will catch you knights later.